Well, today is Monday of Holy Week, April the 6th. Yesterday was Palm Sunday, the day we celebrate Jesus coming into Jerusalem with much pomp and fanfare. People saying Hosanna, which means save us, please. And Monday of that week would have been a very busy day, as we see recorded in the Gospels. In the Gospel of Matthew, it says he went back to the city in Matthew chapter 21, and then he taught in the temple. He went into the temple, and the chief priests and the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they challenged him, and he gave a lot of different teaching. This is where he teaches about paying taxes to Caesar. The Sadducees ask him about the resurrection on Monday. What is the greatest commandment? He gave the woes. I mean, there was a lot that happened, likely on Monday of Holy Week. And it's interesting that they asked him about the greatest commandment. They had lots of commandments, lots of things that they were supposed to do or not do to make them close to God. And what Jesus did, he cut straight to the heart there. And he went back to the Old Testament, to Deuteronomy chapter 6, the great Shema passage of Deuteronomy chapter 6. And he said, the greatest commandment is this: you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And then he said, he tied in another one, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. He said all of the law and the prophets are summed up in these two commandments. All the other commandments are subsumed underneath these two things. They're more direct applications of those two things: loving God above all else and loving your neighbor in the same way that you love yourself. Friends, I just think there is lots there for us. There's lots there for me. Because to be honest, I don't often love God with all that I am. I love me with all that I am. And I love God with less than all that I am. And I definitely love others, not on an equal par with myself. And yet here it is. Here is the test, the greatest commandment. This is how we ought to live. Love God, number one. Love others the same as ourselves. And what that reveals is the need for Jesus to come to the cross. The inherent human selfishness, we would call our sin nature, reveals that Jesus, there was no other way. He had to come to pay the price for our sin because we can't be good enough. We can't do this on our own because we're broken, sinful, selfish people. And so this week, during Holy Week, I just invite you to meditate with me. Like look towards the end of Matthew's Gospel, starting in Matthew about 21, or the end of Mark, or the end of Luke. And just be in those this week and spend time meditating on Jesus and what he did for you.